lot of people, December means holiday cheer and pretty lights and seeing your family and eating delicious food, potentially, like in my case, too much delicious food. And while it means all of those things for me, it also means we're about to be in 2020. December is kind of this time where I start envisioning, imagining, what is my life going to be like this time next year? What grand changes am I going to make in my life? What kind of person will I be? How am I going to improve my body and my mind and my work and, you know, more than I did the previous year? And actually, if I'm confessing, this has started to happen in November. After the first half of NaNoWriMo is over, which I am not taking my banner down because I am not done with the story, and frankly, it's a rainbow and it's pretty. But after the first couple of weeks of NaNoWriMo, I'm now starting to look to the end of November, which means looking into December, which means looking into the next year, and yeah, much like I start celebrating Halloween in September, December is just this weird waiting time for me between where I'm at and the new year. It's fun. I do love all the pretty lights, I love all the food, I love seeing my family, but we are on the clock here. So I was sitting at my computer planning out my 2020, new decade, new me. I was planning my stories, what books I finally wanted to read, where I want to travel to, what, you know, personal problems I want to attempt to improve. And I was just sitting back and I was like, damn, 2020 is gonna be such a good year. You know that moment when you almost hear yourself back? And it is that moment that you can pinpoint exactly why you're not where you want to be or doing what you want to do. Because despite my brain's desire to skip all the way into New Year's, there's an entire month. There is in fact December. 31 whole days of December. It is still gonna happen no matter what I'm doing. And for some reason I've just completely written off the progress there because, I don't know, 2019 is over? I don't. Do you guys ever do that? Like you realize that you're holding yourself back for some inexplicable reason. My reason I think is that I'm just being dumb, but you know. Anyways, all that to say, I don't have any big resolutions. I'm much more of a fan of making really small changes and hoping that a portion of them stick, at least past March. And I just figured, you know what, this year, why not start in December? Why not start now? Because all of the things that I really want to do, all of the planning that I was trying to come up with are just things that I could do. I could just do them. For instance, a few changes that I want to make in 2020 for like part of each month's goals is that I want to, 1, learn a new skill or perhaps attempt to learn a new skill. I could fail, but it's the trying that to me is the important part. 2, I want to try reading outside of my own bookish comfort zones. In my head, I read broadly, and then as I go through my bookshelves and as I continue to check out stuff at the library, I realize I don't actually read that broadly. And not only that, I think I've limited myself because I've decided that certain genres are just not for me, which is a valid thing if I actually read enough books in that genre to accurately say that. And then 3, to kind of go into this whole reading goal, is that I want to do a cooking with classics each month. Again, I can fail the cooking with classics, or if I don't like the book, I will not bake something based off of it, but that's the goal. I want to read 1 classic a month. And those are just 3 straight additions to my life. Things that I'm not really doing quite yet, but that I want to do. Because of course, I have other goals. I always have goals. Such as my long-running fitness goal of being able to do an unassisted pull-up and also actually run a half marathon without any walking in there. And also just the continuous goal of being conversationally fluent in Spanish, which I am not yet after years. It's fine. Again, I'm okay with failing. I just need to consistently try. That's what I'm telling myself. And all of this really isn't even getting into like my writing and publishing goals. But honestly, that's another topic for another time that I do want to talk about, but just not right now. So for December, yesterday I actually went out and picked up what I need to do my new hobby, new skill set I'm trying to learn. And you might be able to see it right there. And that's crochet. I actually attempted something earlier today. It was not a disaster. Not a complete disaster. My grandma actually taught me how to crochet ages ago, like over a decade ago, and I have just fully forgotten how to do it, but I would really like to learn again. Plus, I think it would just be really fun to do while, if I can get the skill set up enough, I could actually crochet while watching TV, especially the trashy reality shows I love so much like The Bachelor or Love Island. My dream goal is to make a cute little hat, but honestly, at the end of the month, if I just manage to make a scarf-ish looking thing, I will be happy. I can pretend it's a scarf. I'm a writer. I'm good at pretending. And for the book and the genre that scares me, I have actually picked up,
as did the Targaryen kings before him,
A Game of Thrones by George R.R. Martin. I'm already on track 2. You could debate if it violates the rules, since of course I've already watched Game of Thrones many times over, but this kind of like epic high-ish fantasy is something that tends to scare me, and I think sort of tiptoeing my way into it is a good way to do that. So yeah, I'm really excited. It's actually been really cool to figure out that what I visualize in my head as I've been listening to the audiobook is actually different than what the show has been, even though they've, you know, through the introduction and all 2 tracks that I've listened to, have been pretty on par, telling the same amount of story. So it's cool. I would have thought that my brain was gonna default to what I've seen, but it totally hasn't. So yeah, it's been great so far. I actually really like it. I don't know. And the book I have chosen for this month's Cooking with Classics is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. Probably one of the few Charles Dickens stories I am willing to read. Maybe one of these months that will be the genre book that I'm scared of. But look at the illustrations, they're so cute. Also, I love books that are bigger than my head, so I'm already a fan. Plus, then I can watch Disney's Mickey's Christmas Carol, and I am all for that. Give me Scrooge McDuck, y'all. Give me Scrooge. So anyways, more to come on my writing and publishing goals, other general goals for 2020, and the kind of day-to-day changes I'm hoping to make in my life. But yeah, for now, these are the additions, the things I'm hoping to add in that I don't already have, and I'm excited. I'm excited to start in December. And now I think it is just time to go ahead and press play on A Game of Thrones. Ooh, see, except that I'm not skilled enough yet. I could crochet while listening to my audiobook. Oh my god, so many doors are opening. But that is gonna be it for me. Please do comment down below. Let me know if there's a new skill you've been wanting to learn and what it is. I would be very curious to hear about it, especially if maybe at some point we all want to attempt to learn a new skill together. And also let me know if you ever feel like your own mindset is holding you back, if you're kind of blocking yourself, and maybe why you think that is. I don't know that I have an explanation for why I like to think so far ahead and not do the things now. Don't know that I want to really tap into it, but I am going to attempt to fix it. And also just let me know what your general thoughts are on resolutions, the kind of big year resolutions. Yeah, thanks so much for watching, and I will see y'all very soon with another video. Bye! Something kind of long and vaguely scarf-like. Being who you want to be. I don't know. Oh. Okay, how do I pose?